Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and berries, it's me, Bradley G, here at Minneapolis, Minnesota for the Synergy Cafe podcast. And I've got a special guest. His name is John, and I love his last name. It's Armstrong. And he's a local guy here in the Twin Cities, and he's a coach and consultant. And I'm going to bring him on. He's in our green room right there, enjoying some of our digital hors d'oeuvres. And let me get to the green room, and I'll go find him here. One sec here. There he is, John. How you doing?
Doing great, thanks.
I skipped
Brad,
it. I had to push another button, but
I love the Bradley G. That was great.
yeah, you got to keep it fun. You got to have fun with this stuff. You can't be schlumping. But I don't do these real long. I try and keep them consumable. It's not like a 3-hour Joe Rogan podcast. It's more to get to know who you are and what you're doing in this world, and if you got any special offers or things coming up, it's most of my Synergy Cafe videos are business to business kind of thing, but consumers are they're basically the same. You know, people are people.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me, you're in here, you live here in the Twin Cities. Have you lived in the Twin Cities long?
I've been here 26 years now. Yep.
Okay, so you understand what winter is.
Yeah, I'm a Midwesterner, born in Madison, Wisconsin.
Yeah. And I remember we connected a longer time ago, and didn't you have it had the word magic in it? Was it a printing company?
House painting.
House painting.
Yeah, it's a little house painting boutique. That's when I first met you. We had coffee like 20 years ago. Yeah.
Attracted to that word magic, because that's in my little thing.
Yeah.
It kind of got me. But now you're doing something different. You're doing the coaching and consulting, and I've always also got this little right here. This is a long one, but that's how to get a hold of you. Full Spectrum is the name, coaching and consulting.com. So those are good keywords there. If someone's looking for coaching.
It's a long email address. Yeah.
Well, that's why I leave it up there so people can get it. But basically, it's kind of easy to remember. Full Spectrum, coaching and consulting. It says what it is.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about you and your business, coaching and consulting. Are you what type of people do you work with?
Brad, I describe myself as a holistic business coach.
Okay, so it is business kind of stuff.
Yeah, and so that's why I wanted the full spectrum in there. Is that we also incorporate the human development, the personal mastery skills and practices for the entrepreneur, and we also work with integrating that with any business development. But we start with the personal human development before going into any business systems, business strategies.
Well, I totally understand that, because like I said, all people are people and they have similarities. Just because they're in a business doesn't mean that you need to give someone respect and treat them with kindness.
Yeah.
A little further. But I was looking at some of your stuff on your website. Do you do a lot of things around leadership?
Yes, so leadership of oneself, leadership of one's team, leadership of an organization. So I do have, some curricula around leadership essentials and how that we can implement that depending on what the goals are.
I think that's an important thing, and I think some people look at it as like leadership as a boss kind of thing, but it's really more of a persuader, if you will. Is that a better term for a leader? Someone that kind of just supports people and directs them?
I actually focus in an area called emergent leadership development.
Emergent.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that is listening, because the leader is kind of tuning in to both what's they're noticing inside themselves, they're noticing what's happening out in the market, out with their team. And they're kind of taking information that they're having in the moment and deciding what's the best decision to make given this situation. Where a manager is maybe going through more steps and systems, the leader's role is to kind of make decisions in the moment of what's going to serve the overall vision.
Okay.
So emergent, yeah.
And kind of like people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care, kind of thing.
And this incorporates wisdom also, because it's not just the intellectual knowing of what we've done in the past or the standard operating procedure, what we said we would do, but how do you read the the moment, the situation, and act accordingly as a leader in that situation. So
It
we
does.
describe it as
You do you think that a person is like a natural born leader, or I'm assuming that you help them become a leader or pull those leadership traits out of someone?
the latter, the very latter. So I think we are all born with leadership capacities, and then it's a muscle, it's a faculty that we nurture, cultivate. People see it in us, they challenge and invite us to grow it in ourselves, and then we do that with ourselves. Yeah,
I'm going to throw a little thing out there. I know that you've got an event that you're doing, and you're not doing it local here. You're actually doing this event in Portugal.
that's right. Yep.
And we'll talk more about that a little later. But that's the kind of thing, like if a person is following you to some place that's outside of their comfort zone, you need to kind of be a leader to have them follow you to Portugal, right?
Yes,
It's a foreign space. And that's kind of good too. I think it's good for a person to get out of their comfortable environment to grow.
exactly.
Still, they could be a little scared if there's not somebody that's giving them some direction of where to go and how to go about doing it.
Yeah, there's coaching conversations that we can do for half hour, an hour, an afternoon, and we get some significant change in results in, the average everyday coaching and consulting engagements. But this is more of an epic intentional change. So it is stepping out of our comfort zone, stepping out of our country, out of our language area. Unless you do speak Portuguese, we're going to Portugal, and yeah, it's going to really engage the leader within all of us to make this work in terms of what do we want to get out of this. It's called an adventure quest.
Adventure.
So adventure quest. So what this is, it's transform yourself through travel is the specific program. And this is going to be about taking an inner quest while on an outer journey. So we do have some curricula that comes with it, a workbook, and it is a set of questions along each of the different phases of this adventure.
And within that thing, you're there being a coach and a consultant, helping them get through some of this stuff. And my wife is a coach as well. She was a Spanish teacher at the University of
Huh.
Minnesota before she got into coaching, so she knows how to teach people. And coaching is a different kind of thing. You kind of have to ask more. It's almost a therapist kind of situation.
It can feel therapeutic. Yeah, we're not therapists, but it can feel therapeutic. And I like that you mentioned it's different. Yeah, so the consulting is more about giving instruction. It's more about teaching. But once the person, the client, the adventurer has information, they need to make their own decisions what to do with that. And so that's where coaching comes into play, because the person's going to learn at their own pace, their own depth. And so the coach, walks alongside the process of the transformation that particular person wants to get out of this trip.
Giving them little um, nudges here and there, little modes of confidence if they're going into an uncharted territory. Come on, you can do that. Go ahead.
It'd be some encouragement to be maybe some asking questions. What are the challenges that are coming up for you? What are your concerns?
I was going to say, do you use those 5 word or 6 words, the who, what, where, when, how, and why a lot?
We don't use how, we use the other ones. Everything but how, because how is so unique and challenging. So we use who, what, where, and when, and why. And then we correlate those with the physical self, the emotional self, the mental self, the energetic self, and the purpose self, or the spiritual self. And
I
they kind
remember
of all connect.
Simon Sinek, I think he used to say, when you know your why, the how will kind of make itself apparent. I think it was him. I'm not sure,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, so we'll focus on, each person on this trip will get a better sense of where they are in their life, where they are in their body, a little bit more emotional resiliency, um, being in the present, being in the now, and then the why. Yeah, the narrative. What is the story we're living by? What is the vision we have in front of us for our next chapter of life, as well as the centering. We'll be doing some exercises that support the person in getting more centered, more grounded, more present, and then also more purposeful.
Mhm.
As we know, the purpose elevates us, it uplifts us. It's the sense of having a spirit to the adventure, spirit to the game, spirit to our work.
And you're working with, I mean, when I saw your brochure, I thought that's pretty cool because you're working with a professional travel agent to orchestrate all that stuff over there. 'Cause, I mean, I'm a big advocate of delegating, outsourcing to someone that knows what the heck they're doing. So you don't have to, people ask questions and they don't know, but your travel professional partner there probably knows it by heart.
Yeah, definitely. This has been such a blessing. I'm definitely not doing this alone. I've got somebody that, as you were saying, Sunita Madsen is going to be on the trip with us. She is the travel agent with Cruise Planners, and really excited for my collaboration with her. She really understands the inner journey that we're talking about. And then I also have another colleague that's helping working on the curricula writing so that there will be a workbook and some real substantial process that we offer the participants along the way. So it's been really a blessing for the folks that are showing up to support this.
And for the people that see the website here, this is how they can find out more about that. Now
Sure.
that's on your website, but it's kind of hidden a little bit. It's
Yeah,
under
so you have to look under Quest.
Quest.
And under Quest is going to be Adventure Quest, talking about the trips as a whole. We'll be doing 1 to 2 trips a year. And then specifically Portugal will be there. And there's a brochure that has all the itinerary on it, info about me, the travel agent, our intern that's coming. Yeah, so.
You want to stay focused on Portugal right now, or do you want to let the cat out of the bag? You got other places?
We know we're going to Norway. And we
Norway.
think we're,
Okay.
yep. And we think we're going to Norway a year from now in August. So that, and whether it's a year from now or a year and a half, Norway is on the short list. It's been great collaborating with other professionals in this because I think Portugal is the great place to start this inaugural trip. We're really excited about the location. So whether Norway happens a year from now or there's a second place we should go first, I am taking feedback wherever people think they would be a good place for this kind of adventure. We need a little bit of hiking. We in this situation, we're doing some 4 and 5 star hotels. So open to feedback on that.
Well, there you go. If anybody is listening to this, go ahead and comment in either YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn. Where do you think we should go?
Exactly. I am talking with somebody in South Africa right now. I have an interest in Fiji myself.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
I'm partial to Bali.
Yeah.
I liked Bali when I went there. It was very peaceful. Never been someplace so peaceful. So I don't know how about the adventure-y stuff, but it's just a small island. So I don't know. Maybe there's some adventure stuff in Bali. I guess surfing. I'm gonna go surfing.
Yeah, we can do some boats. It doesn't have to be high adrenaline adventure for this kind of a quest. So
it's an adventure quest, not adventure seekers, right?
Yeah, this is really the ideal person that we're looking for, that we think this is a good fit for, is somebody who is looking for an epic change in their life and they're ready to make a big shift in terms of when they come back.
So is this for business people that are business owners, or people that work for businesses, or is it like C-level exec type people, or all the above, or what?
Well, I like to describe being a holistic business coach as whether it's personal business or professional business. So we have a curricula that's designed for the young adult, 18 to 25. We have it set up so it's also 25 to 50, 50 to 75, and then we call them the fourth quarter club for those over 75. So whether you're an entrepreneur, a small business owner, or you've retired, the Adventure Quest offers an opportunity to, what do you want to make of your next chapter in life? And that could be in business, it could be something personal, it could be something family related. So we're looking for folks that are interested in being part of a cohort, and also they're self-reflective. and really want to go deep in terms of looking at what are their dreams and visions for this next their next calling in life.
So correct me if I'm wrong. I'm kind of hearing that this is kind of more about the personal development that a business leader or owner needs, not so much about how to file your taxes and what a W-2 is and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, this is not getting into business strategies in this. Um, this comes out of my own experience as a business owner. I ran a business for 25 years, and I found that these trips I was taking on, I was starting to discover the inner curricula that I was learning. So they would grow me up, and I'd get my next level of what I need to do with my business. And so it's essentially an inner curricula for guiding somebody on an outer transformation of what they want to do with their life, whether it is their own business, their own family, in that sense.
Yeah, that could you could have one of those aha moments out there that you're thinking, okay, I'm going to start this big Shopify store or something. I'm going to do what Amazon is doing, and the trip might get you back down to the ground and say maybe that's not what you want to do.
Yeah.
Get folks. I
And
know a
I
guy
like,
that, he was a golf pro, and he used to just help C-level execs with their golf swings.
mm,
And before they'd even go back on the thing and swing the clubs, they sat at a boardroom table and talked about life,
yeah.
all this stuff. You kind of get that, and then you can just hooking or slicing the ball. You find out that that's because of this happening at the office.
That's the holistic integration of this
Yeah,
here is the human being is putting on a business hat or a parental hat or a spouse hat and so we're looking at how does the human being want to lead their life um, next and using this trip as an immersion opportunity to begin that process.
and how long is this specific Portugal trip?
So 10 days. So we'll meet up. We'll spend a couple days in Lisbon, just doing a little light sightseeing and getting connected as a cohort, and then we'll take a little hopper flight over to this exotic little island called Madeira, just off the coast of Portugal.
Oh, cool.
We'll get set up in some fancy little hotels there, and then we've got another partnering organization that will guide us on. We'll have 4-day hikes, and then we'll have a little Jeep trip for those who are interested in the hiking and the Jeep trip. And there's always it's an adventure. So let's say it rains and it's just pouring rain. We may not do a hike that day. We might be talking to the travel agent who's with us, and we're adjusting to all right, what are we called to do if it's not hiking in the rain? And that's just part of life. So how is
Right.
that perfect for this trip? And so we'll figure out what we need to do for
Well,
that.
that's cool that you got that already in place where it kind of pivots and innovates if something changes. Because I know that some people they plan this big vacation, they got all little check boxes, and then something happens. Like we had that. I was over in England and we went to Paris, and they had a terrorist attack in the tunnel.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden we can't take our luggage into the museum. Well, what are you going to do now? I got to watch the luggage. My friend went in and enjoyed. I sat out and watched the luggage.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
good that you got someone that can kind of pivot.
It's also part of our ethos here is that everything that's happening is for us. So when there are mishaps or misadventures, it's a mindset that we invite ourselves into of, well, how is this for us? How can we grow from this?
That's
How
good.
can this how can this actually take us to our next level? And how is this actually, like I like to say we have probably 50% of the curricula written, and the other 50% of the curricula is going to happen and emerge during the journey out there in the real world.
Almost serendipitous, kind of.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's not a big disconnect between us and what's emerging in that sense.
Yeah, I've had situations like that where something like gets canceled, and I find out, oh, that's why it got canceled. So I just had to create a void for me to step into.
Yeah.
So sometimes a good thing.
We're also wanting to balance out some of the sometimes smart goals, specific, measurable, actionable, realistic. That can get really confining to the human when we're just coming from our head about our goals. So we like to look at a concept that it's in addition to these smart goals we're setting for outcomes, we also are going to want to be listening and tuning in to what's emerging out there for us to act on, to recognize as part of our unfolding vision.
You know, the way you describe the stuff that you're doing, it's kind of, I've interviewed a lot of coaches over the last 10 years with this thing. You're doing things kind of different, kind of hybrid and flexible. You're ready to pivot if you have to. It's not so, like you said, the SMART goals. Yeah, but, right?
Yeah, and we do the yeah, and
Yeah,
um,
you got me.
yeah. I think one of the things we all notice is that when a leader is able to improvise in the moment and they haven't had a plan, they're more integrated in their head and their heart and their body, the spirit. And that kind of teaches all of us how we can grow up to our next level. I just was watching or reading this thing about Simone Biles. Forgive me. How do we say her name? The gymnast.
I'm not sure either.
Yeah.
Simone something.
And the idea around some of the team building that she's been a part of is that it's uh, lift while climbing. So we're helping everybody out along the way. So we're climbing to our next best self, and we're actually helping everybody else around us climb to their next best self.
Sure.
So to show great leadership is that you can't have it all figured out, because that's real strategic and pretty traditional. So I think what really captivates the spirit or captivates our hearts is when we just show up for the moment that isn't planned, and we're doing our best, and everybody else can find a way to chime in and contribute at that moment. And it's just not kind of a top-down leadership model.
Got it. Well, we've gone for about 21 minutes. Why don't
Oh
you
my.
share a few minutes? And then this is your website. Tell us more what's on the website. Like what types of
So this
you have like
this
a
is
freebie or something on there where somebody can download a little gift.
so this is the culmination of 25 years as a small business owner, and it's kind of grown me up to be a holistic business coach here. So I am doing public speaking on human development and business development and the integration of those. We've got the quests, venture quests will be on there, and then also the coaching and consulting, just specifically on those working with teams or entrepreneurs. We've got personal mastery practices, executive coaching, team building, and then also business mastery practices. So you can send me a message on there. We also have a monthly called the Entrepreneurs Outpost, and that is a free drop-in Zoom call. You can sign up for it on the website, and that's an opportunity for you to meet other like-minded entrepreneurs. You get a weekly or monthly mailing and just jump on a call with all of us and see where that journey goes.
Interesting. I'm gonna have to dig deeper. I've kind of browsed over the top of your website.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, there's tons of resources. Like everything that I've been learning for the last 25 years from my teachers. We've got a resource page, a library. So yeah, I'm sorry I didn't forget to share all that also.
Sure. Well, I will check it out. Well, Mr. John Armstrong, I'm going to put you back into the green room, and we did replenish all the digital hors d'oeuvres, and they are low-cal, so you can indulge.
Brad, thank you so much for this opportunity to speak with you and share this with the folks. So,
and why don't you stick around? We'll have a little more conversation. I want to share some of the ideas that I've got. Okay.
That's good. Thank you, Brad.
Well, there you got it. That was Mr. John Armstrong here at Synergy Cafe. Look at that product placement. So that sounds like a lot of fun. Portugal. I'm part Norwegian, so I consider that Norway one because there's a little bit of something that's calling me. I want to go to Norway, and it's just because it's in my blood. I want to just go check it out and see what I might be missing. Again, I like Bali, but we'll see what happens. There you go. So peace, love, and happiness. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be good, be kind, be nice. Did I say be nice? Be nice. See ya.